I got probably almost 2,000 miles on my new tires and already showing some really bad wear lines. On the way home from Bedford last weekend, I took the freeway, ran the super slab with my buddy Clark. He lives in DC. So I went like 250 miles, 300 miles on the super slab. It wasn't really the most healthy thing to do for a tire. Yeah, I got it. No problem. I don't know, it's just, I was tired after Bedford. Guys are staying up late every night. I just wanted to get home on Sunday. Wasn't up for a 9-hour bike ride, back roads, home. And I was the furthest one away from Bedford. With all the guys I was with, they were only 2 hours away. Say what? There were 4 other guys: Tim, Clark, Dan, and Glenn. Our group is the Concourse Owners Group. Call it COG for short. Dan dubbed us our group from Virginia. He calls everybody the Wild Cogs. You know, off the movie Wild Hogs. But they're making an emblem, actually. They want to get a sticker to put on the bikes. No, one for Wild Cogs. They got like a wicked looking picture of a skeleton on fire or something in the center, and it's got a cog wheel going around the rim. And they want to put a saying on the bottom of it saying "smoking curves." That's what the guys say whenever they're going to go run the twisties real fast, which is not me. If I ride with them, I ride in the back and just ride my own pace, and then they end up waiting for me. And then they tease me later on at the end of the day for going so slow. That's why I don't like riding with them. You guys just go ride, man. I'll go explore and, you know, explore new areas. That's what I like to do on the bike. I didn't buy it to be a race on the roads. I got to pack this thing out as much as I can and just take off and go find something, go get lost. Wonder if Grandma's got a TV we can watch the video on. She might like that. Thinking about changing my seat, a more comfortable seat. What do you think, Brent? Think I should modify my seat? The only thing I'm worried about is if I modify the seat, I'll have to get another one. Usually most companies, once you just send your original seat in and then they modify it, and then it's ruined, you know? You're stuck with it. So I'd have to pay extra to get a whole new seat pan and everything. So it'd be a little more expensive. Well, it just changes your seating position. I can't remember. Lamb. There's like 5 or 7 different manufacturers out there for saddles on your bikes that work with the Concourse. One of them was called Lamb, and my buddy Clark had his seat modified as Lamb, and it's really comfortable. He could just ride that thing for days and days. Now, each manufacturer is known for a specific style. Like Corbin is more for like sport touring, doing twisties. You can maneuver, you can, you know, drag your knee out. You can maneuver easy on it. It's a little firmer saddle. Baldwin is famous for long distance iron butt guys. It's a really wide seat. You feel like you're sitting on a sofa. And Lamb is for good sport touring. It's kind of a mix between Sargent, Corbin, and Baldwin. Sargent seats are really firm, but they have a wide seat on them like the Baldwin does, but they're, you know, they can. That's usually how they do it, but I don't know if I'd want that, because then I'd be stuck with that. So if I did something, I'd have to buy a whole new pan. I'd either have to buy a stock seat like mine, used from somebody, and then send it in to Lamb. But see, the risk that you take on getting a modified seat, if I got a Lamb seat, I'm going to sit lower and further back from the handlebars. So if that's the case, I'm either not going to be able to reach the grips, I'm going to have to modify my grips, my bars with risers. I don't want to get into that. Or when you sit lower and further back, it changes your leg position. You might have to get lowering links on your pegs, which I don't like that, because it just puts my pegs that much closer to the ground when I'm going to turn. Or it could just be flat out uncomfortable, and here you just drop $600 for nothing. I don't know. I mean, this seat, it's comfortable. I imagine any seat that you sit on is going to be uncomfortable. I mean, I rode that SV650 for years and took all kinds of long trips on it. That seat was hard as a rock. It is hard. It's a nice wide seat though. Yeah, that's comfortable. There's no chance of rain today, is there? What is it? Okay, because this GoPro can't be out in the rain. I got that hole cut in the carrying case. Boy, I tell you, cutting that hole in that side of that GoPro carrying case was hard. Harder than I thought it was going to be. Well, it had to fit that entire plug. I cut it at first with a little tiny drill bit, and then I drilled it bigger. And then I realized I didn't have the right size bit. Should have checked that before I started cutting it. I thought I did. But see, the plug is smaller right at the end, and it very gradually tapers and gets thicker. And something else I didn't realize was the plug, when it's fully engaged into the camera, that black plastic is all the way against the camera. So that's a whole 1/4 inch. From the outside of the case all the way to the side edge of the camera is a 1/4 inch. So I had these holes drilled, and it was slightly off center. And yeah, so I ended up just tearing my toolbox apart looking for another drill bit. Could not find it. Didn't know what I was going to do. Now I've ruined my GoPro case for at least riding in the rain. And I finally found, from years ago when I had a chainsaw, I got a chainsaw file, and that worked like a charm. Took forever though. File that hole open, try to keep it round all the way around. Didn't do such a good job, but at any rate, the plug works now. Adapt and overcome. Oh yeah? Yep. I see it. That'd be cool. So I guess this railroad track here feeds you over to your meal? No? Well, I'm sure you guys are hauling a lot of scrap out, so nice feature. Really? That's cool. So tomorrow morning we're going to plan on taking off about, I don't know, it's going to depend on the weather, I guess. Is that what it's going to depend on, Brent? True. Might be an early start tomorrow. Yeah. Can't wait till Nate gets out of the military. He said the first order of business was he's getting a motorcycle. It'd be great to have another bike tagging along behind us on the Marshall Memorial. And I tell you, if Luke or Nick has a hankering now for a bike, it's only a matter of time.